one of the best things that you can do is to get a team member to handle your marketing and make that their number one job. If you do this one thing, it will completely change the game.
Welcome to the No Limits Podcast, where limits do not exist, where you can create cash flow, equity, and real freedom with the power of real estate.
3, 4. Now, we will begin.
Welcome to the dojo. The dojo.
The secret weapon to consistency. That's the topic of today's show. This is Todd Toback, and welcome to the No Limits Real Estate Investing Podcast. Now, if this is the first time you're listening to the show, by the way, I'm going to get very, very real with you today and tell you a very personal story, okay, about me that I don't share that often, but it may really change your perspective on this business. And so if you're just getting started, you're going to get the benefit of today's story. But I have a gift for you. If you have not been to our site, make sure you head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com, and there you can take a special assessment. It's going to rate you in the 4 core areas of your business, whether you've done a few deals, or if you're struggling, or maybe you've been at this for a while and haven't been able to lock this one deal up. This may shine a light, or maybe you're just trying to get to that next level. This assessment is going to tell you exactly where you're at in the 4 core areas of your business. That's marketing, acquisition, disposition, right? And accounting, how much money you are making. I know the word accounting does not sound that sexy, but basically it's the most sexy word because it means profit. All right. So let me tell you about a story of mine. And this is actually kind of embarrassing because I joke around with my wife and I say, I cannot believe I used to operate this way. So back in 2011, I was a solopreneur. Okay, a solopreneur is the one-person entrepreneur. They do everything themselves, right? They're looking for deals, they're making phone calls, they're uploading lists, they're handling the marketing, they're dealing with the title companies. They're the ones reading and educating and going to seminars. Everything falls on their shoulders, right? The weight of the world is on them. And I know there's a lot of culture out there that says you've got to hustle and you've got to grind and you've got to work until 2 a.m. And I can tell you that for me, that almost drove me out of the business. Approximately, about 6 months after I quit my job, I was expecting my 3rd child. And I remember the day before I had worked so many hours, I didn't go to bed with my wife. And I remember earlier that night, she was like, "Hey, come to bed, come to bed." And I said, "No, I've got to do work." And I was on the computer. I remember trying to upload a marketing campaign myself at like 2:00 in the morning because I was behind on marketing and my business was going through these roller coasters up and down, right? Revenue coming in. Yes. And then no revenue. Oh, this business sucks. I don't know if you've ever been there. All right. But I can tell you it's not a fun place to be. And if you're listening to this podcast, I bet you 90% of the solopreneurs, right, have dealt with this, right? So if you're listening to this and you're in your car, or maybe your spouse is looking at you, or maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend is tired of you ignoring them, right? You could raise your hand and say, "Guilty as charged." I don't judge you. I used to be there, right? And so I remember that next morning, right, my wife was pissed off at me. And I looked at her and I was pissed off at myself. And I said, "I don't want to go to work today." Only problem was I worked for myself. And I was working harder than I was working at my corporate job, right? And what we really wanted was freedom, right? I pictured myself walking on a sailboat with the wind going through, my hair and, just being barefoot in the sun and, just enjoying life. And it was the farthest thing from that. And so finally I had a mentor tell me, say, "Todd, you've got to start building a team," right? These inconsistencies are killing you. These moments of the emotion of when you do the appropriate things, whether you do them or when you don't, there's no rhyme or reason. This is the Todd Toback show. And so there's a key number of things that need to happen on a regular basis that are absolutely going to change the game for you if if you do them on a regular basis. And he said the great thing about this is that you should not feel guilty about not doing these things because you are not wired to do these things, right? You are a salesperson. You love to talk to people. You love to do deals. And really, even if you're not naturally good at that or you've worked on that, because I have worked on that over the years, I'm actually naturally kind of introverted, is as the owner, you want to be able to close deals, right? Even if that's not like your best activity, everything else somebody else can do. And so that was the day that I decided to hire my first, okay, team member. Now, my first team member actually was a virtual assistant. Now, if you don't know what a virtual assistant is, it's basically an employee, right? A team member, someone who helps you. And there are all kinds of things in the business where if you're listening to this, you're like, I don't have stuff for a virtual assistant to do. Well, I can tell you that that is the furthest thing from the truth. Wholesaling, acquisitions, talking to people is the highest paid activity that I know of in real estate. Anything else is a complete distraction. If you understand that and you execute on that, you will make millions per year. I'm going to repeat that. Wholesaling, acquisitions, talking to people is the highest paid activity that I know of. Anything else is a complete distraction. And if you actually execute this, okay, you will make millions of dollars. Now, for most entrepreneurs, we hate administration. We hate spreadsheets. We hate list management. We hate, any kind of email or sending a bill, right? I mean, that is just like, it's like getting punched in the face, right? On top of that, it's work and you're probably not even that good at it because if you were, you'd kind of be more driven towards that, right? Not towards this. And so most entrepreneurs, they're not good at it. But here's the most important thing is that all of that stuff can be outsourced, handed off to a team member for $5 or $6 an hour. And it's not like the money where I'm saying, okay, you can do this and make more money, because the longer I've been in the business, I see the death of the solopreneur where, they're really, you may be really enthusiastic about this business and you see that this loss of motivation or the fatigue or you not marketing, right? And all of a sudden it hits your business like a ton of bricks, because every negative thing that we do in the business, it doesn't hit today. It's going to hit you 60 or 90 days from now. So if all of a sudden you stop marketing because you got so busy, trying to lock up a deal or meeting with a seller, or there was a closing problem, or you went on vacation, or whatever this was, and you don't handle your marketing, your business is going to feel it. You're going to hit the brakes. You're going to lose your cash flow. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, what happened? Right. And so I could tell you that the roller coaster, the entrepreneur doing everything themselves, or should I say, not doing everything themselves because they're trying to do everything themselves, really, 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 really costs their business. All right. The most amazing thing is that you can bring on a team member for $5 or $6 an hour or $500 to $800 a month who will absolutely change your business, even if you're just starting out. This is really, really, really important. If you are sitting in front of your computer and actually not talking to a seller, you are currently losing money. Okay. I can tell you that I am barely on my computer. I make money putting together deals, investing into my team members, the strategic thinking, right? And I can tell you that any kind of sitting in front of the computer, especially like list management and doing marketing campaigns, which is probably one of the most important things that needs to happen in your business, you are losing money. All right. And that lack of consistency is going to kill you. Now, I can tell you that if you're doing it yourself, it'll eventually lead to a lack of consistency, right? And I could tell you that if you're running around like a chicken with your hair on fire, it's probably costing you more money in wasted marketing dollars than it would be to hire somebody, all right? So I want you to stop losing money. I want you to get off the roller coaster. I want you to delegate to elevate, and I want you to start building a team. There is nothing more satisfying about owning a business and having a team. The whole thing about being a solopreneur, let me tell you, it's not gratifying. It's completely exhausting. If you have to start out that way, that is great, but quickly, and I mean quickly, you want to bring somebody on your team who can do stuff for you. All right. You need to get your marketing out of your hands and into your right hand man or woman. Okay. The term virtual assistant, is used in our industry, right? But I'm saying a right hand man or a right hand woman could pretty much do anything administrative. Remember, you can do this for between $500 and $800 a month. So if your budget is tight, I could tell you what, you could go to the Philippines right now and find a total rock star between $500 and $800 a month, full time, 40, 50 hours a week. All right. And so this website, actually, what I like, it's people who are looking for full-time work. So go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/VA, nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/VA. What I really like about this site is that there's no middleman, right? They're not tacking on anything to your VA, or they're not taking a cut, right? You just pay a small monthly fee to post jobs. And then once you're done posting jobs, you can actually end that subscription, or you could keep it, right? But it's a phenomenal place to find talent in the Philippines. Go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/VA to get their best pricing. Okay. So you may be thinking, Todd, I'm just starting out, right? What the heck do I delegate? All right. Well, the first thing that I'm going to delegate is list management and my marketing. Absolutely, bar none. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. Now, this does not mean that all of a sudden I hand this off to them without any supervision. What it does mean is that I'm going to train somebody to get this out of my hands and executed on a weekly basis, week after week after week after week, without my personal involvement, with my initial oversight. So you can get a screen share or use tools like Loom or Google Meet, right, which is free. And you can start training a VA how to pull your list from nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/data, right? That's where we get our marketing lists from. Or you could train them to do your mailing lists, or send out your mail, or transfer leads from one area to the next, or send out offers for you, which I highly, by the way, recommend. But I could tell you one of the best things that you can do is to get a team member to handle your marketing and make that their number one job. If you do this one thing, it will completely change the game. Now, once you show them how to do what you are doing, right, or what you're going to do, you want them to be completely responsible for marketing, right? Their job is to bring leads in every single day. Now, remember what I told you is that your income, especially when you're first getting started out, is going to be in sales and negotiation and closing deals, right? If you can do just that, you are going to win. I promise you. I promise you. But if you get caught up, on the phone with the mailing house, or pulling a list, or farting around with Excel spreadsheets or Google spreadsheets, kill me, right? If I find you doing it, I'm going to kill you. I mean, I'm telling you, it's an income killer, right? But if you do this consistently, you're going to beat 99.9% of people out there. They're operating like amateurs, right? Take this step, be a pro from day one. And I was not doing this. This is the embarrassment of where I was marketing where I felt like it. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. My income was inconsistent. I started to lose spouse support. Man, a little secret, guys, is, and women tend to be actually a little bit more consistent than men. Not everybody, but men tend to be a little more ADD. And if you are not getting support at home and your wife sees you being inconsistent and operating like an amateur, you're going to lose support. All right. I promise you. And once you start acting like a pro, right? Like a Google spreadsheet with your marketing calendar on it, right? Where you have someone executing this deal after deal, or excuse me, week after week after week, man, they're going to be impressed, right? And it's funny because once that money starts coming in and a spouse starts to see you doing all the right things and putting in the work and getting better every single week, boy, that support turns. And my wife's always been very supportive, okay? But I can tell you that if you're operating like an amateur and they see that, right, and you're not taking this seriously, right, man, things will change, right? And so the best thing that you can do is improve every single day. Very important. Next thing I'm going to say again is that marketing calendar is that once they know how to do everything, have them put out a schedule for all the kind of marketing that you do, right? Whether it's direct mail or it's text messaging or it's ringless voicemail, or if it's your pay-per-click advertising that's ongoing, or if it's your influencer marketing that I talked about earlier and you're partnering with everyone, put that in their hands, all right? And your business is going to explode. And finally, right, is keep track of everything. Don't do this yourself, right? Have your right-hand man or right-hand woman control all of the numbers. Have them understand how the closing statements come in, how the profit comes in. Don't be scared to show that to them, right? This is a team effort, right? And believe me, if you delegate control, right, and transparency, man, you are going to buy back your time, right? If you try to have growth and control, okay, you lose both. Growth and control cannot both coexist, okay? And by the way, your right-hand man and right-hand woman will be happy that you're making money. And believe me, they will feel that their job is more stable because of it and empower them. So make sure that they know how to determine what marketing campaigns are working and what's not working, and to suggest doing more of some things and eliminating others. That's when your business really starts to grow. But it all starts with that first step, right? You don't need to have this person run your whole business from day one. The only thing I'm telling you to do today that will completely change the game is hire that VA, right? Go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/VA and delegate, okay, your marketing. What I mean by the marketing, I'm talking about the actual work of list management and pulling lists and getting them into a dialer or your text messaging platform or your ringless voicemail platform. I mean, that's like 5, 10 hours a week that you don't really want to do it all, right? So if you do that and then do this consistently, I promise you, the game will change for you and it will turn into consistency, and consistency will turn into revenue, and revenue will turn into long-term wealth. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you have not taken that assessment, go to nextlevelwholesaling.com, completely free. Don't forget to copy and paste the link to the show and share it with 3 or more people. And I will talk to you on the next episode.